Have your feelings changed about Tua?
Yeah, I mean, and has Tua's situation changed? Drastically. He has an offensive coach who is completely in love with the idea of getting everything he can from the pile of skills that Tua Tagovailoa has, to the extent that they went crazy getting Tyreek Hill. They already had Jalen Waddle. They've had great investment. So, yeah, it's changed, and his situation has changed. So I would say the two things are interlocked.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Tua fan, but after you watch that, I feel like I got to defend Tua a little.
A little bit. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, he has. We're learning with both of these guys out of Alabama, and I think they're similar. I mean, Michael Holley, that Mac is twice the quarterback that Tua is. We might want to beep back that one up a little bit. But both of these guys, aren't we seeing they need good coaching? I think he has been a better player with Mike McDaniel, with a scheme and a coach that knows offense. And they need playmakers. And all we talk about around here is, no elite playmakers, no elite playmakers. Well, this guy, Tua, is better right now. Why? Because he can throw the ball 5 yards and it can go 40 on any given play. And you can rack up 19 yards per catch, which both of his top receivers, Waddle and Hill, did on opening day. I think if you put Mac down there, I think Mac's numbers would blow up a little bit. But do I think either of them are elite? No, they're both mediocre.
And so what I'm hearing, though, is that the quarterback has to be in a good situation. So isn't that any quarterback in the league? I mean, when you evaluate Tua Tagovailoa, him coming out of Alabama, scouts, they were looking at the fact that he was more polished, that he had great pocket presence, the accuracy. I think for him, the issue has been durability. Can you actually stand up in the pocket and make those plays? The offensive line has been an issue down there in Miami with the Dolphins. So if that's an issue, if health is an issue, the offensive line is an issue, of course, you're not going to look good as a quarterback. But I mean, if we're comparing Mac Jones and Tua Tagovailoa, I do think that Tua has a higher ceiling than Mac Jones does, not only because of the situation that he's in down there in Miami, but I just also think, what we know in the scouting report for Tua Tagovailoa, I think that gives him a higher ceiling than Mac Jones.
I think anytime you have a more athletic quarterback
right.
in this NFL, that's just somebody who has a higher ceiling, fair or unfair.
But he's left-handed.
Hey, hold on.
What, we have two lefties on the show? All right, the Mac-Tua conversation has been going on for years. Earlier, we heard a lot of Mac over Tua opinions, but the numbers since 2022 don't back it up. Tua, better record, more passing yards, more touchdown passes, fewer picks thrown, and his 106 QB rating leads the NFL over that time. By the way, we want you to join this part of the conversation. Which quarterback would you rather have, Mac or Tua? You can vote in our poll by going to NBCSportsBoston.com/early edition. You can also scan the QR code that's right there on your screen. Scroll down and cast your vote. Curran, who would you choose? If you're voting in this poll and you have to pick a quarterback, and I want to put this out there because I know everyone is going to go to something that Amina said, Tua's durability. Let's put that to the side because I think you could also say, Mac behind a suspect offensive line has also missed some games at times. So let's just look purely on the skill set.
No.
Which quarterback would you rather have? Well,
Not doing it.
Well, that's what
Not doing it. They're the same guy. They really are. Somebody said something about Tua being athletic. He's not. He's not any more athletic than Mac Jones. Mac Jones actually throws overhand. He's taller. And those aren't the only reasons he's better. He is a guy who Kyle Shanahan wanted to take second overall. They took Trey Lance. You think they'd be happy if they had Mac Jones right now? These guys are virtually interchangeable players. Mac Jones at Alabama had 74.1 completion percentage, following Tua, who had like a 68. They are very, very, very similar. So I am going to have to inject the durability factor. Because to me, if you can only amass a certain number of starts and the other guy's out there virtually every week, it matters. Who would I take? Tell me what offense we have. I mean, they can't be any closer as players. Tua has a better arm. Mac's probably more accurate. Mac probably reads defenses better. Tua seems like he might be a better leader.
So I'm the one who said Mac is Tua is a little bit more athletic. I think he's got a little bit more zip on the ball. Might not be as accurate. And Curran, when you said he's not as athletic, again, if we had the cameras behind the scenes, you could see Andy and Amina's face go, and I think that meant they agreed. I mean, he's not vastly.
I can't help
he's
them.
not Josh,
I
he's
can't
not
help
Josh
them
Allen.
No, he's not a
Patrick
runner.
Mahomes. He's not a runner, but he's got a little more zip on his ball.
He definitely has a little bit more zip, which has become a thing with Mac. I know a lot of people left opening day questioning the zip on his fastball. I'm with Tom for the most part. I think they're two middle-of-the-road quarterbacks, that group of quarterbacks that ebbs and flows with their coaching and their talent around them. If you ask me, I'm starting a franchise and I need a quarterback to win, my answer would be neither. You don't have that poll option, neither. I don't think either is a franchise quarterback. I think both are capable. Like second quarter on opening day, Mac looked great. Boom, 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 scoring drive. But then there's other times where you're frustrated with Mac, and I think Tua is the same thing. And then when you weave in the head issue, I guess if I had to pick, it would be based on that. It would be Mac.
Yeah, Curran does make a good point. When you do look at Mac Jones and Tua Tagovailoa side by side, they are pretty similar quarterbacks. However, I would just take Tua. I feel like Mac Jones, his ceiling is just not as high as Tua Tagovailoa. I like the fact that he can throw the ball all the way down the field, but he also has the receivers in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle to make those plays. So again, the offensive scheme and also the personnel is going to matter in this situation as well.